Hi there, this is James Tripp. This is a video on why charisma is a toxic concept that is stopping you from getting what you want. Now, if you're watching this video, it's either because you're already a subscriber to James Tripp Chaos Wave, in which case you're interested in using your mind to shape your life, or you're interested in charisma. You found this through a Google search, you found this through a YouTube search. Whichever way it is, you're a person that appreciates having a bigger influence or impact on those around you, being able to connect more profoundly and move those around you. It's a useful thing in terms of creating more fulfillment in your life, more of the results that you want to get, more joy, more love, more wealth flow, more of everything that you might possibly want. This is why we're talking about this. This is why we're talking about charisma. But there's a problem with charisma. A problem with the way we think about it culturally, with the mimetic idea of charisma. What I'm going to suggest to you is the idea of charisma often points you in the wrong direction to actually get it. And the concept itself is inherently toxic in where it encourages you to come from in chasing it. I'm going to suggest to you, and I want to show you this, that it is fundamentally self-defeating. So if we Google up charisma, what we get is a definition. Charisma, noun. 1. Compelling attractiveness or charm that can inspire devotion in others. 2. A divinely conferred power or talent. So when you look at these kind of make sense. Who wouldn't want to have a compelling attractiveness or charm that could command devotion in others? Who wouldn't want to do that? We're human beings. We are fundamentally social creatures. We are inherently social on a biological level. We are driven to connect with others. Why? Because through cooperation, through connection, that's how we have an impact in the world. That's how we create. This is why human beings have, for better or worse, been incredible masters of manipulating environments. We go beyond having to adapt to an environmental niche to being able to adapt environments to us. There are downsides to this, but you know, power isn't without its dark sides. But a big part of this is our ability to connect and work with and create with others. And we recognize this deeply. We have biological drives to connect with others. And we also recognize that those who have a greater ability to connect with others, to move others, are generally going to be in a better position to create the results they want to create in life and to create more fulfillment in their lives for themselves, for the people that are important to them. So this is an obviously seductive idea, charisma. Charisma, I want more charisma. If I have more charisma, then. And so you get people looking for it. There's a whole channel on YouTube, I believe it's called Charisma on Command, which is dedicated to people developing charisma. Shouldn't be plugging other people's channels, but hey, maybe what you sow, so shall you reap. But you know, people want it, but there's a problem inside of it. There's a huge problem inside of it. The problem inside of it is the place it comes from is an organization of reality. A psychological organization of reality where the power is always outside of you. It is always outside of you. And here's what I mean by this. There's a strange paradox in this. We're social creatures. We create together. And so in a sense, we are more powerful as a group than we are as an individual. But when we psychologically organize our reality, whereby the power is out there and none of the power in our lives is within us, what we end up doing is fundamentally showing up weak. We show up asking permission from everybody in the world to be who we are and how we are. We show up with sort of neediness under the surface, even if we're very good at disguising it and hiding it. All the time we organize the power in life out there in other people. We've taken the power out of ourselves. And do you know what? That is exactly, people don't like it. People like solid, people like grounded. That's what they find resonant. That's what they're drawn to. So we've got this weird kind of paradox in that when we organize all of the power outside of ourselves, in our psychological organization, we end up undermining ourselves. And the more we buy into the concept of charisma as being a thing that you need because you need it, why do you need it? Because the power's out there. Often when people chase it, the very concept contains the idea that power is outside of you. And this chasing of the power, trying to get scraps from the table of other people, trying to get approval, trying to get being liked and all of this kind of stuff just reinforces the idea that the power is out there. It has you show up weak. This is the reason that the concept, the way it's generally understood, is toxic. However, if we look more deeply at it, we can go beyond that and we can connect with something way more powerful. If you look at the second idea of charisma, a divinely conferred power or talent, if you look at this, then you get the idea that charisma, this thing, this effect, this essence that exists and you see very clearly within some people, if you get this sense that it is within, then you're starting to look in a more useful direction. Now here's the thing I'm going to suggest to you that may well blow your mind. What I'm going to suggest is this divinely conferred, this existing within, an essence within, isn't just divinely conferred upon some people, it is within all of us. Fundamentally, charisma is within all of us, and when it's not coming out, it's because we are keeping it out. We are doing things in our head, in our own personal self-hypnosis, that are keeping us from our innate, powerful charisma, our ability to connect profoundly with others in a way that resonates with them, that is nourishing for them, that moves them. We all have the capacity to do this at a really fundamental level. Now, when people fail to recognize this, they look on this surface level, they think charisma exists in personality. And some people who are very proactive go, well, if it exists in personality, it has to be patterned. I can learn it. I can go out, I can learn charisma. This is what people spend a lot of energy doing. I spent a lot of energy doing it. Back in the day, I got tons of books on charisma. I used to go out in the world and I used to practice interacting with people. I used to work on my social dynamics, all of this kind of stuff. And I'm not saying that I didn't get useful stuff from that. I'm just saying that fundamentally that wasn't the issue, because my personality was never going to be a bridge of connection to other people. That's a myth. Your personality more often serves as a barrier to connection, right? Because personality comes from our unconscious manipulations, our micromanaging of how we come across in the world. And it's that keeps us from resonating at a far deeper, more powerful level. Now, let me offer you this. We're all capable of connecting. You think about when you're sitting with somebody, another mammal. Might be a pet, might be a family member, could be human, could be otherwise, another mammal. You sit with another mammal and you're fully grounded and at peace with that other mammal. You're feeling connection. Oftentimes, you won't be saying any words. There are no words. You could be saying words, but you could equally be experiencing that without words. And why is that? Why is it you can experience deep connection without words if connection is all about personality? If the bridge for connection was really personality, why is it that that real connection can exist without words when the personality is much more offline? The reason is because within us, when we just allow ourselves to be our human selves, our total selves, when we do so unguarded, we just relax, there's a different kind of resonance that kind of comes through. An influencer on mine, Stephen Gilligan, he used to call this limbic resonance. Let me put this a different way. If you were to see, if I were to show you two people who are experiencing a deep and profound sense of connection, I would show you two people who didn't have a lot on their minds. I would certainly show you two people that weren't coming from a place of neediness or saying like the world out there has its power and I don't, and this person has the power and I don't, and doing lots of micromanagement. So I show you these two people experiencing a deep, profound sense of connection. And you see two people with not a lot on their minds. Clear minds, just being present, just being in the moment. Their charisma is coming through. On the other hand, I show you two people busy up in their heads, a lot on their minds, and I'll show you two people who are not experiencing any kind of deep connection. They won't be. Now, you could see these two people and they could be highly entertaining. They could be having a great conversation. They could be chucking banter backwards and forwards, and there may be some kind of buzz within that. But the only way that that banter is going to have effect is if it's coming from a place of okayness, coming from a place of just being grounded in who you are. If that banter's coming from a place of trying to outsmart the other, trying to be clever, trying to come across in a certain way, it's not going to work. It just isn't going to work. So, what I'm going to suggest to you is, if you've Googled this video up and it's come up for you and you're looking to develop charisma, I'm going to suggest you shift where you're looking. I'm going to suggest you shift where you're looking. Instead of looking at charisma as being a bunch of things to say or not to say, a bunch of surface strategies, instead of thinking of charisma as coming from a micromanaging of how you come across, stop thinking about how you are coming across. Stop thinking about how you are coming across and start thinking about where you are coming from. Get to this place of where you are coming from. Let go of the neediness. Let go of the sense that the power is out there. Connect to the power within you. So in order to connect with true charisma, you have to let go of an idea of charisma that contains this model of micromanaging how you come across through various conversation hacks and all of that. And you have to connect with being grounded in who you are, what you're about, recreating yourself from the inside out. I've talked about this in all sorts of different places. I'll make more videos on it in the future. Connecting with your own resonant narrative, showing up strong, showing up solid. People don't buy into charisma. They buy into groundedness. They buy into solidity. They buy into a sense that a person carries, that they're okay, that they're going through the world, that they are the master of their own destiny and creating what they want. So forget about how you are coming across and start looking at where you are coming from. This means internal work, doing the work inside, coming from the inside out. If you like this video, and especially if you got something useful from this video, please do like it here on YouTube by clicking the thumbs up just below the video player. And also, if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe to the channel right here and remember to switch your notifications on.